Tiga. Dapat.
Hello, we're from group 14, and in this occasion, we will discuss about critical journal review. And this is the member of group 14, Farel, and me, Putri Hasana Rahab. First, we're gonna explain the identity of our journals. First is the main journal. The title is Visualization, Reducing Speech and CIT and Changing Performance. Publisher, Routledge, published year, 12th of February 2015, Fourth, volume 5, number 1. Writer, Joe Ayres and Tim Hope. And the link, you can download the journal in this link and published online on 21 of May 2009. And the comparison journal will explain by Farrell.
And the second is comparison journal. The title of journal is The Role of Performance Visualization in the Basic Public Speaking Course, Current Application and Future Possibilities. Publisher is Basic Communication Course Annual. And the journal is published year in 1994. And the volume is volume 6 and article 17. The writer is Joy Iris and Debbie M. Iris. And the link is in this.
Next is summary of the journal. First, we're gonna explain about the summary of the main journal. The purpose of the study. One purpose of the study was to determine if performance visualization could be used to enhance public speaking performance without losing its effective reduction of PSA. If visualization can be demonstrated to enhance public speaking ability as well as reduce PSA, it will provide us with a powerful new tool to help people become better speakers. A second purpose of this investigation was to compare the effectiveness of the visualization producer used in the present study with the intervention producer. A comparison of this nature is possible using meta-analysis procedure. And the design and analysis of this main journal. This investigation used pre-test and post-test control group design. This data were analyzed using a one-way Manakov. Significant results were pursued with one-way Anakov and post-hoc tests. The pre-test served as corroborative, and each case following this analysis, data were subject to meta-analysis, and particular effect size correlation were calculated for each treatment condition on each dependent measure. The resulting effect size were then corrected for restriction in range and attenuation of Hunter and Smith 1990. Finally, this correct effect size were compared to the effect size report by Allen for self-report and observed for report data using a AZ transformation. And the next is the subject. The subject were drawn from the 623 students enrolled in a basic introduction to mass communication class. This course is a general university requirement and enrolls students from across the university. Procedurally, all students enrolled in this class fill out the PRCA, Levin, and microscopy during the first week of class. 54 of the students who scored one standard deviation above the main were randomly selected to participate in the study. Students were awarded extra credit for their participation. 82% of the participants were freshmen. 30 of these participants were women and 24 were men. 10 women and 8 men were randomly assigned to each condition. And data gathering. Initially, students were assigned to the standard visualization, performance visualization, or the control condition. Students in each group were informed they would have to give a speech on what they expect to get out of college or what they expect to do in the future. This participant delivered the speech and complete the stage CA measure and talks instrument. The observes record behavioral disruption for each speaker. After the treatment had been administered, or no treatment in the case of the control group. Each person in the group presented a speech on the topic he or she had not spoken on for the first speech. Participant then complete the stage CA measure, talk measure, and the PRCA. Observe again and record behavioral disruption for each speaker. And the next treatments. The treatments that we'll use in this study is data gathering in all three conditions were consistent with procedure described above. In the control condition, however, the experimenter left the room after the pretest instrument had been completed, indicate that he or she will be back later. After 30 minutes had elapsed, the experimenter returned to the room and announced that a new set of speech would need to be delivered before training could begin. In the standard visualization condition, participants were exposed to a visualization script similar to the script reported by Aris and Hope on 1989. The only difference between the script used here and that script was that the target here was impromptu speaking, and the design target is Iris and Hope script was informative speaking. Finally, in the performance visualization condition, the participants were given a rationale for visualization, taken through a relaxation exercise and asked to imagine a conversation with a close personal friend. Then shown a 5-minute clip of Barbara Jordan's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Respondents were asked to ignore the content of the speech and focus on Jordan's delivery. Subjects were asked to continue doing this until they had made a mental movie of Jordan's speech. The students were then asked to visualize Jordan's presentation a number of times. Finally, they were asked to imagine themselves making this presentation as well as Jordan did. This visualization procedure was continued a number of times. And at the table, we can conclude the result of the study is the multiple analysis of covariance or Manakov was applied to the post-test data with the pre-test score serving as correlatives and was statistically significant follow-up Anakov tests were executed using data from the PRCA, StatCA, TOX, and BASA, so-called defluency, agitation, rigidity, inhibition, suggests that participants who were exposed to visualization, which include performance enhancement, were rated as exhibiting significantly lower defluency, rigidity, and inhibition behaviors that did participant in the control of or standard visualization condition. For the visualization condition that were lower than thus adjust means for the control condition. And the next is comparison journal will be explained by Farrell.
So comparison journal, nature of performance visualization. Performance visualization involves mental modeling of speechless. As presented by Aris and Hope, performance visualization entails watching a video tape of a proficient speaker, making a mental movie of the speaker which is as detailed and vivid as the video tape itself, and eventually replacing the speaker on the tape with a vivid image of yourself as the speaker. Aris and Hope offer evidence that performance visualization of this to reduce speech anxiety and enhances speech performance. In that data, Iris and Hope found that visualization reduced speech anxiety but did not enhance performance. Visualization involves listening to a script that describes an upcoming speech in positive terms, but does not involve viewing a speech nor seeing oneself as the eventual performer of that speech. Given the clear superiority of performance visualization, we will concern ourselves exclusive with its application in reducing public speaking anxiety. Who should use performance visualization? Current evidence suggests that performance visualization enhance performance and reduce speech anxiety for most people who are exposed to it. However, this data also suggests the producer is most effective for people who are vivid imagers. Some people report very minimal imaging ability and others report extremely vivid imaging ability. Accordingly, imagery-based interventions tend to be more effective for vivid imagers than for less vivid imagers. The implication of this data is that people exposed to performance visualization also be screened for imagery vividness. People who score high on CIC instrument are likely to benefit the most from performance visualization. Improving performance visualization. Current research has examined how well performance visualization work when an outstanding speaker is used as a model. It seems like the most particular suit to a particular student difficultly will prove to be even more effective. The situation seems unlike to the use of performance visualization in athletic. The athletic who use performance visualization do not use general models. Similarly, speakers who have trouble with vocal variety probably ought to be exposed to a speaker whose vocal variety is exactly and acts to focus on the aspect of the speaker delivery. Several students comment to use that the had trouble relating to Barbara Jordan. It may well be to the excellent student speeches would serve better in classroom speaking situation than great speeches in most circumstances. One cannot perform a visualization exercise in the minute or two immediately prior to the delivering a speech. And the result, performance visualization seems to be a tool that can be used to help people cope with speech anxiety. We suggest people be screened for their imaging ability science vivid imagers. Receive more benefit than less vivid imagers from performance visualization. We went beyond the available evidence to suggest the people should also be screened for their ability to control images before exposing them to performance visualization. It seems logical to infer the vivid imagers who cannot control the nature of the image they conjure up may be harmed more than helped by performance visualization. We also speculate speculate that performance visualization could be more effective if models closer to the student domains are employed. Targeting specific behaviors rather than exposing people to an entire speech may enhance the effectiveness of performance visualization. We also pointed out the inad- inad- inadequate preparation was an important but largely an undocumented source of speech anxiety. Without the performance visualization can be of use in this regard. Interestingly, no interference. We are aware of the target the preparation, rest of speak making. We suggest that relaxation training as as one possible interpretation. We also suggest the performance visualization may be useful to non-speak anxious people. This suggestion is based on anecdotal evidence that non-speech anxious people have shared with us. Performance visualization may help these people perfect their visualizing ability.
So the conclusion that we will get in this research is visualization or imagery training can give an idea of how we will act when speaking. And visualization can also reduce nervousness when speaking in public. Visualization also reduces slurred speech and makes our presentation more planned. Visualization techniques could be used to enhance the performance aspect of public speaking, decrease speech anxiety, and provide a comparison of the effectiveness of visualization procedures with other interventions. Performance visualization entails watching a videotape of a proficient speaker, making a mental movie of that speaker, which is as detailed and vivid as the videotape itself, and eventually replacing the speaker on the tape with a vivid image of yourself as the speaker. That's all that we will discuss in this occasion. Thank you for your attention. Stop there.
Gimana caranya?